Good morning, it's me, Pearl, and this is Tuned in Tarot, and we're about to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energies inside of ourselves. I noticed that I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to try to talk up higher so that I don't completely destroy it today because it's sounding a little beat up, probably from the amount of cannabis I have been smoking. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here. Okay, we're going to look at the Divine Feminine first because she had one card showing of her overthinking. And so she's going to go first because Divine Masculine did not show any of his cards today. And I feel like a strong feeling of him being like, I don't want to talk about it. I get it. It's fine. I don't want to talk about it either, Divine Masculine. Alrighty. Let's take a look. Top of the deck, overall headspace, forefront of divine feminine's mind is the Lovers in reverse. So she doesn't have the physical union she so desires. For some, she's given up and walked away. For others, it's just this holding space of being like, well, here's the Lovers on my mind, and yet there's nothing happening. And she feels kind of frustrated by the static feeling coming from this card. But the good news is that the niggling thing in the back of her mind is the Ace of Cups upright. So countering this energy of, I don't have a lover, I don't have a companion, a physical manifestation of this thing that I want to be in union with. It's okay. I'm going to focus on myself. Underlying these thoughts about how I don't have this, I'm determined to keep my cup filled. I'm determined to draw inspiration from the divine. I'm determined to be able to feel fully complete and filled up within myself so that when it's time, I can actually share this cup with the right person that will match my energy, which at this point I'm not matched. There's not a match to me. But I'm just here with my cup all filled up, right? The first thing on Divine Feminine's mind is the Eight of Wands in reverse. So there's a suppression of sending messages or a feeling that she's not receiving messages or a slowing down or a halting of the motion that was originally there. This feeling of momentum or motion that had been in place. Now we're feeling that there is this slowdown here. And she has a deep desire to send messages and try to like fix the situation. But really, there's a sense here that it's like, I don't really know how to describe the feeling. She knows that her own machinations are not going to fix the situation. She knows that there is no motion forward and there's really nothing that she can do about it. And her High Priestess energy is in reverse. So it's like she doesn't want to know this. She doesn't want to know deep down that there isn't movement here in this direction towards this Lovers, this physical union that she desires. But instead, there's actually either a complete halt or a stop towards this one direction. She doesn't want to trust her intuition about this. She wants it to be wrong because she feels so impatient in this Three of Wands energy. And she can't see the pieces falling into place. She doesn't want to watch and wait anymore. She wants to just finally be able to experience some kind of stability. Just some kind of stability. But it's not happening for her. Hang on, I'm going to switch. All right, there. We'll see if this connection is a little better. So she's really being, she's not wanting to watch and wait. She wants to be able to build a stable foundation. So, this is such a frustrating spread. It's so frustrating. Oh my God. Because this Four of Pentacles is clarifying the Eight of Wands in reverse. So she's feeling like she just has to let go of any motion towards this union that she had in mind. And she doesn't want to believe it. She doesn't want to trust her intuition on this at all. But her intuition is that the Hierophant energy that she was thinking she was heading towards, this this fulfillment, this spiritual fulfillment of sacred union, that right now is just not able to complete. The lesson here hasn't been completely learned. And there is still a need to release limiting beliefs about her ability to come into physical union with who she desires. And so she's feeling impatient with the destabilization and especially when it seemed so imminent, like it was just within her grasp, and then she lost it again because she was clinging too much to it. And that's the overthinking. Her Ten of Pentacles in reverse, her Five of Swords in reverse, and then the World jumped out at the end, this completion. And so the message here is pretty beautiful because she's realizing she doesn't want to believe this. She doesn't want to trust her intuition about this Hierophant energy no longer being an option at this time because she became too attached to the outcome. And she grasped too tightly to it and was struggling too hard. She was like, this is too much of a battle to try to maintain my mental health every day while this blank space in my life exists, right? Well, I'm in this and not in this. Well, I have this and don't have this. Because it's only been in this like 5D fantasy. And that is not living, right? I think I wrote that in my, I do these morning pages when I wake up where I just like dump out my brain. And I don't really reread them, but I remember writing that down. I want to live in that hyperspace with you and forget to live, but God won't let me. I have other work to do, and you can either join me on my mission or watch it from the sidelines. Like, I'd like to stay in this fantasy, but like, I can't fight to hold on to this anymore because it shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't have to fight to inspire you to complete this cycle with me. So she's choosing herself. That's why the underlying thought in her headspace is this Ace of Cups. She's choosing to be her own world and to be on top of that world and not allow this disappointment happen. And she's really not willing to accept defeat either. She's like, you know what? I will have what I desire. I will have what I desire. And as long as I can just stay on top of the world and stay on top of this vision and this fantasy, this is going to be mine. Top of the deck, overall heart space for Divine Feminine is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So that Four of Pentacles in reverse, the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, all of the reversals, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is like a sense that we were grounding, we were coming into 3D, and now it doesn't feel like it. And so she's edging into this kind of shaky territory where she's starting to feel a bit like she needs to be really overprotective. She's resisting the overbearing feeling, like wanting to take control, wanting to like shift this energy, wanting to like fight for it. But her intuition is really telling her not to do that. Her intuition is telling her to let it go. Release these hidden subconscious limiting beliefs. If you do this work of going within and finding out those structured beliefs that are destabilizing you, you're going to be able to be on top of your world, and you won't be defeated in terms of what it is that you desire. So her heart space is like, because it feels frustrated by the fact that we're not grounding here, we're not seeing this abundance, we're not being able to actually see the physical returns on our investment. The niggling feeling is justice in reverse. Like, this is incredibly unfair. And the unfair feeling is making her be very protective of what she has. She's like, I am a precious jewel, you know? And you cannot squander this. That's not fair, right? This is not just that I be hidden away, that I not be fully in my power. She's really, really frustrated by this feeling, and it's causing her to be very protective of what she has gained, because she has gained a lot in this Queen of Pentacles energy. So she's trying to guard it. And then we're getting the Two of Pentacles, which is clarifying the Eight of Wands in reverse. This is that back and forth, that juggling energy that's happening between the expression and communications, where it's like, you tell me something and I tell you something, but look at the something. There's a lot more somethings being told on one side than the other, right? There's a lot more withholding going on. And this is a never-ending cycle. And the only way you can end a cycle is if you stop engaging in it. So her heart space is like, you need to choose to stop engaging in this cycle where you suppress expression. It's like you need to express all the time. Stop resisting this destiny. You're not trusting yourself or in your fate. You feel like it's your responsibility to like control the flow of this information. And it's really not. You need to move back into a position where you're co-creating with spirit instead of resisting it. You've got a lot of resistance going on. Spirit told you to do something. Stop sending messages. Because they're not reciprocal. They're not being reciprocated. So stop doing. And you are strong enough to endure this watch and wait period. You are strong enough to endure this. You must believe that you are. Because when you try to take your fate into your own hands, what fucking happens? A whole bunch of shit. So Divine Feminine, no more messages. If you can't trust your intuition, trust me, because I'm your intuition speaking to you right now. Stop sending messages. Control your pride and control your ego. And wait. Watch and wait. Because this foundation that is not stable right now, you cannot rebuild it, because you can't initiate the rebuilding of this tower. The rebuilding of this tower is on the one who is not reciprocating appropriately. This individual must rebuild the tower, not you. And no amount of messages that you send is going to cause this individual to make the decision that you want them to make. You have to choose to stop sending messages. Stop trying to rebuild a shaky tower. Know that you're strong enough. Control that pride and ego. And go into your meditative and contemplative state right now. Ground yourself in nature and rebuild this faith in the sacred union. Rebuild this trust. How? Not by focusing on any of these cups, but by continuing to fill this one. And if you don't like doing that yet, you're not ready for union. If you hopped up on my channel and you're all like, oh, I'm going to find out when I'm coming into union, and you don't like filling your own cup right now, you're not into it, it doesn't make you excited for me to say, take a bath, paint your nails, do your hair, adorn yourself with jewels, write in your journals, do your shadow work. If you're not excited about that stuff and that doesn't seem kind of fun to you, you got a long journey, girl. Because what you find out is that is what this is about. It's so irritating. And when you come into union with this shiny, sparkling, glittering individual that you want to be in union with so much, you're going to find out, oh, I'm still doing that. And now I'm doing it alongside of someone, which has its perks. And, you know, it's a mixed bag. But ultimately, it's fun. It's fun. You're here to have fun. If this doesn't look fun to you, it's going to be a long journey. And this overthinking, I got too attached to to the material manifestation. I don't want to lose it though. I don't want to lose this. I need to be on top of the world. I need to believe in myself. I need to complete the cycles that are preventing me from receiving what I desire. And how do I repeat those cycles? Well, I need to stop sending messages. Here's the Page of Swords in reverse. Page of Swords in reverse. And it's an energy that is like an immature energy that is brave enough to pick up the sword and wield it, even though they don't know what they're doing. But when it's in shadow, it's just recklessness. It's kind of an unwillingness to be very honest with the self about what your impatience really means. You're impatient because you don't believe in the fulfillment. That's it. And you're like, bro, the other day, the message from the universe was I was supposed to say the promise isn't enough. Yeah. But then I'm supposed to be patient and wait and then say the promise isn't enough. Yep. But you didn't do it. Good morning, Julie. You said the promise wasn't enough, but then you continued to send reckless messages, preventing your message from being clearly communicated. Because the truth is, when you did the thing you did it because you wanted to have what you're attached to, right? This, I just bent it. This 10 of coins in reverse. So you did what I told you to do, but only because you wanted it to result in this. But as long as you struggle against the completion of this cycle, which is that you must endure patience because you believe and trust without fear, which means you must remain silent at this time. Wish me luck with that. All right, let's take a look at divine masculine energy. Let's It's exhausting. Y'all are exhausting me. Stop having cards in the same position all over your spread and then not being together. All right, I don't know why this won't go away here. There we go. Things get stuck on my screen. Top of the deck, overall headspace for this Divine Masculine who did not want to reveal any of his cards today and does not feel like talking. 100% does not. Justice in reverse, which we already saw this morning. Because today is unfair. We have two individuals who feel like life is not fair right now. Divine Feminine is like, it is not fair that I can't see this fulfillment of my abundance. And Divine Masculine is like, just, it's not fair. It's not fair. The scales are not balanced. There's also could be some kind of a legal decision he's waiting on that is not yet been realized, and so he's just sitting there waiting for it, some kind of a thing, because the niggling feeling for him is a card that we have, yes, that is correct, already seen in Divine Feminine's heart headspace, so that is correct. We've already seen this mirrored. So the niggling thing in the back of his mind is on Divine Feminine's mind too. This is such a goddamn struggle, and he feels incredibly defeated. Now Divine Feminine is sick of the battle. She's sick of fighting, but she's not willing to accept defeat in regards to her desire. She's stuck on that desire she has and needing to endure her patience. You know, Divine Masculine is pretty much in the same place. If he's feeling unfair and like he's defeated, but he feels like he's got this sense that Divine Feminine is just kind of walking away. And it's not fair because he feels like he's done everything in his power to try to prevent this from happening. So he doesn't understand why it's happening. And it's like, it's happening because you're doing everything in your power. And you can't do anything in your power. You have to do everything in the source's power. So he just feels so defeated by this energy. And he feels like he's also, let me reframe this. He doesn't think like, oh, it's unfair to me and Divine Feminine's such a bitch. It's not like that. He feels like the situation is unfair in general, right? This is the general headspace energy. He knows that it's just as unfair for Divine Feminine as it is for him. He's just really feeling like it's unfair, that because it's unfair, Divine Feminine is going to leave him. And the first thing on his mind is like, powerlessness, and feeling like, fuck, I have the tools in front of me. I have everything I could possibly need. I've got all the training. I'm literally a magician. I have incredible powers, and yet I feel like I can't make this work. And you want to know why? Well, it's for the same fucking reason that Divine Feminine feels like she can't make this shit work either. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Because y'all are both trying to do this without changing. Number one, you have to change. Number two, you're trying to control your fate or destiny. You know what? You are powerless to your destiny. Absolutely. The only thing you can do is make choices with free will and delay the arrival of your fate. That's it. You can run away as long as you like, but the wheel's going to keep on turning. And if you're always running and not changing, I don't know what to tell you. So you both are doing this. You're both resisting this fate and trying to control it, trying to, Divine Feminine is like, no, I'll just send the right message, or I'll send the right like sexy picture. I know I can inspire him to like change. And he's like, girl, it's not about you. It's not about you that I can't change. I feel powerless to this fate. I feel powerless to the situation that I'm in. But what he wants more than anything is to be able to have his heart's desire with this Ace of Wands energy. He's also feeling passionate. I think jealousy too, anger, jealousy. Because the next card that comes up is the Two of Cups in reverse. And this is also what he's clarified, the Magician. So he feels powerless. He feels like Divine Feminine is going to, she's going to date others. She's going to find someone else. And they're not going to be able to come together. And he's powerless. He can't do anything about it. He's powerless to this fate. No matter how much he tries to change this, even if he desires it so strongly, he can't change it. And so he feels this passionate, it's a passionate desire to come into union, to be able to finally rectify this. But this jealousy also that Divine Feminine is going to find someone else, and then his whole world is going to come crumbling down. Here's the Tower. Remember, Divine Feminine can't rebuild it. Why? Because Divine Masculine must initiate it. Here it is over for Divine Feminine. Can't do anything about it. Which is why she can't send any messages. She can't communicate with him. She just has to watch and wait and control that pride and ego and be honest with herself about how she is doing things only to receive what she desires instead of doing things because of a need to do service. But the Tower is a good card because it's divine intervention. If you're resisting your fate, what do I fucking say? Don't change. If you don't change, that's a choice. It was a choice not to change. And the divine is like, okay. You're going to change now, aren't you? Because Divine Masculine cannot face the idea that he will lose everything to third-party energy. This is what he's passionate about. He's passionate about reuniting and being able to celebrate finally with Divine Feminine. He's afraid that his inability to come into physical union with her and break bread is going to cause the divine to intervene and separate them, right? Those two individuals have been separated. And Divine Feminine will go into a third-party relationship without him. And he's feeling like this is so unfair, and he's so afraid of it. He's terrified of it. Oh my God. The heart space, top of the deck, overall heart space for Divine Masculine is... Hello, Miss Elizabeth. The Three of Swords in reverse. So this is good, but it's layered. This is what's clarifying justice in reverse. So Divine Masculine feels like it's unfair, that there could potentially be third-party energy that would come between him trying to balance these scales. But his heart space is also releasing these swords from these wounds that he has endured in the heart space. So it's not just about his fears about third-party energy, though it is definitely something his heart is fearing, his head is fearing, he's having a hard time countering it. But the other layer here is really about how he caused heartbreak to the Divine Feminine, and he, in doing that, wounded himself, and he's doing his best now to try to heal these wounds. And the niggling feeling in his heart is the Knight of Cups, and this is in its light, where he's wanting to come in and express this love. His cup is filled up. He's prepared to pour it out for Divine Feminine. And there's a loving and a healing and a peaceful energy that's coming from this. And he's honestly allowing this emotional expression to take place even in his own heart space right now. Like, he's not blocking these feelings. But the Knight of Cups is wishy-washy. So it is difficult for him to be consistent with this energy, but he is working on it. Divine Masculine is powerless to this Queen of Wands. This fiery, energy. He's absolutely powerless to her. And this is like, he considers her a vision. You know, she's like really magnetically attractive, and he's pulled towards her. And it's a feeling that he cannot resist. And this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, so interesting, because for Divine Feminine, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is followed by the Three of Wands in reverse, and for Divine Masculine, the same thing is true. The Wheel of Fortune is clarified by this Three of Wands in reverse, and this is the same kind of feeling, an impatience with himself for resisting change, an impatience with how long it's taking for this wheel to turn, an unwillingness to watch and wait, wanting to take the wand into his own hands and just do it himself, because it's just taking too long and it's not fair, and he doesn't want to have to endure another separation because of this. And so there's a feeling of like, you know what, it's time I take my fate into my own hands, because this isn't working. And the next card up for him is the Five of Wands in reverse. And it is clarifying this Ace of Wands. This is beautiful because he wants to unblock his desires. He wants to allow himself to experience his desire instead of blocking himself from experiencing it. Instead of watching and waiting, which he's been doing when he's the one who's supposed to initiate the tower. Divine Masculine's not supposed to be watching and waiting. Divine Feminine is. Masculine is supposed to be taking action on this vision from this Queen of Wands that he has. And Divine Feminine is supposed to be patiently waiting, knowing, trusting, believing that the desire she has will be fulfilled. And what is this Five of Wands that's clarifying the Ace of Wands followed by? Oh, just the Ace of Wands. And in this case, we can see what this desire is in regards to. The integration of Divine Feminine and this home and family he wants to have with her. And it's clarifying the same card that it was clarifying before. He wants to unblock his ability to be able to come forward to her and do what he wanted to do yesterday in the reading with Grace Strega. Work with Divine Feminine energy to rebuild the tower. This would be so nice, because it is a tower that needs to be initiated in its rebuilding and rebirth by Divine Masculine energy, and then co-created between the two of them. And this Three of Cups energy is being clarified by a Queen of Cups in reverse. So my feeling is that we're looking at what he is unblocking, what he desires to unblock, which is a past feminine energy, overbearing, overprotective, that has been like a third party interference of some kind. And he's really needing or wanting to release this energy. And it's difficult because this is an energy that at some point in time seemed good and kind and compassionate, loving. There's a nostalgia here, but this is a person who does not contain their emotions. They are emotionally manipulative. They are overbearing and overprotective, and directly interfering with the fulfillment of the reunion. And that's why Divine Masculine feels that this is unfair, because his true desire is to just unblock and be able to work with Divine Feminine on rebuilding the tower. But he is at the mercy of this energy, or so he feels and thinks. All right, let's look at the oracles. We're going to start with the sexual energy from the Sluttist Tarot. I love this. Divine Feminine, already today, we already, girl, saw in your... I don't know what is going on with my spread today, but like my cards are all falling all over the place. And my mouse pad is shifting all over the place. Okay. Also, I don't feel like I have enough coffee in my coffee. Like, it feels a little bit too much like something that you would serve to a 4-year-old who wanted to pretend coffee. I like made it kind of, I don't know what I was thinking. All right. Divine Feminine, you are in the 10 of Pentacles energy for your sexual energy. Now, if this isn't about a partner, this is about creative energy, creativity. And seeing as you weren't willing to give up on your idea of what your 10 of Pentacles was in your headspace, it seems like your sexual energy is in agreement. You've got a certain idea about what kind of a sexual energy you intend to experience and you want to experience. And it's a good card to have because it is being able to finally have that material fulfillment. I think you're kind of open to the idea that you could get to have this sexual gratification. It's like closer now, or like maybe you feel like you could be able to enjoy this outside of this one iteration that you were kind of letting go in your head. Like maybe you're like, you know what? Maybe I'm not attached to the exact like person that I get to experience physical pleasure with. Or it's also about culmination energy. So it's about if you've been working on a big project, you've been experiencing a lot of creativity, you're in the process of actually physically completing these things now, and they're coming together. I have 10 tracks on my record that I'm doing, so there's like this feeling of like all of the things you've been working on, your sexual healing, your expression, it's all now coming together into this completion. So I'm seeing all of those layers there. You are really in the light attributes of the addict right now, and you are recognizing and confronting addictive behavior. You're no longer compromising integrity and honesty or allowing an addictive pattern to have authority over your spirit. Honestly, even thinking about stopping sending messages, even thinking about just being like, you know what, I have to cut this off. I have to cut off this tap because it's not helping. It's hindering the situation. It's allowing stagnation to occur. It's suggesting that divine masculine isn't capable. Anytime that I try to force the situation, even energetically, it's suggesting that my divine masculine isn't capable, which is suggesting that I don't have faith and trust, which is suggesting that I am not ready. You are in the light attributes of the rebel right now, which is challenging authority to affect social change and rejecting spiritual systems that do not serve your needs. And that is sticking out very strongly to me right now. In the past, you might have had religious shadow or shame, or maybe no religion at all, or no beliefs at all. And you're rejecting any spiritual system or lack of spiritual system that didn't serve you. And you're trying now to really challenge the status quo and affect social change in the work that you do. Girl. You're in the shadow attributes of the poet, which is turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. You need to come into the light, which expresses soul insights in symbolic language. This to me is do not send messages, because the messages that you are sending are for your own motivation. They have a destructive, destabilizing effect. Don't feel bad for any messages that you have sent. This is not like you sent messages that you should not send. This is just me saying, don't send any messages anymore, because they aren't going to do anything to help with this energy. This is divine masculines. This isn't a person. When I hold up this card and I'm like, he needs to release an overbearing, overprotective energy. Yeah, there might be a person that looks like this. But this is his energy. This is the work he has to do. And you can't do it for him. You can't manifest for another person. You cannot. The only thing that you can do, Divine Feminine, is the thing that you already know, because it's underlying every thought you have. You're annoyed with me and I don't give a fuck. Take care of yourself. 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 This is a divine masculine who's not taking care of himself. This is you. This is the masculine. This is you. Masculine, you. Masculine, you. Masculine, you. Do you match right now? No. Can you be together right now? No. Are you mad at me? I don't care. I'm not directing you to go back to somebody who doesn't match you. Heaven is watching over you. You're safe and protected. And there is this nurturing energy right now. Your union is protected. The love you have is always protected. It's sacred and protected. And you need to allow yourself to be babied. You do a lot of this. Because you know what? This is you. Yes, I was saying that about the specific iteration. But you have to be less overbearing and less overprotective and less emotionally manipulative. You have to cradle and love and protect the union and your inner divine masculine. If there's a lady in his life or in any kind of energy in his life that is like this, there's gonna be reflections because it's his energy and because this is your energy. I know it gets confusing. Try to keep it all together. We're all reflections of each other. We're like in the freaking hall of mirrors shit. There's a mirror over here, there's a mirror over here, and there's a mirror over here, and we're all reflecting each other. And so you can't blame outside energy. You can't be like, oh, this bitch is like fucking interfering. It's not. It's not. It's the internal bitch that's interfering. You're doing it too. That's why I'm telling you, stop sending messages. You're doing it too. This is your version. Queen of Pentacles. My treasure is precious. I'm going to protect it at all costs. But that's not working for you. So take the advice and do it. Right now, trust that heaven is watching over you. You are in the light of the divine feminine, not the distorted feminine. Stay in the light. Be optimistic. Be optimistic. Understand that you have this strength that already came out in your reading today. This is an emphasis. You are strong enough to endure the watch and wait period. You are absolutely strong enough to do that. You've been doing it. You can keep doing it. And watch and wait does not mean that you don't live. Watch and wait isn't like, oh, I'm sitting here with my legs crossed, my chastity belt on, and no openness to outside energy. No. You go with the flow in your life. You go with the flow. You allow wonderful experiences to happen. Watching and waiting is simply doing all the things that you would normally be doing. And not being focused on what this iteration is going to do. Because it doesn't matter what that iteration does. It has very little to do with you. Ultimately. You have only your own cup to attend to. A new start is coming. This is new moon energy. Play in reverse. This is have fun, celebrate, and don't be so serious. And this is a big one. Don't be so serious. But you know what? I actually had an interesting conversation in the wee hours of the morning about my inability to be serious and about how I use humor to deflect love. Like, when people give me compliments, I'm like, I go into my full Leo mode and I let myself be funny. Like, I'll be like, I mean, of course. Like, yes, I agree with you. But that's a deflection. That doesn't actually allow me to receive the compliment. So I spend a lot of time in my life being funny as my armor, which protects me from the feelings of really what it feels like to be loved at this level by someone, which is utterly what? Overwhelming. Very, very overwhelming feeling. So if you are honest with yourself, Divine Feminine, which you're not really looking forward to being, but if you are honest with yourself, it's hard for you to take this seriously sometimes. It's easier for you to be like, oh, it's play, it's pretend, it's fantasy, because it is difficult to really receive the kind of love that you're actually asking for. So don't use humor as an armor, but also don't be so serious that you're not enjoying the process either. There's always a balance with everything. And look at her in her own cup filled up. You do this by playing, by having fun with your friends, by going out and seeing the world, by flirting, by dating. You don't have to get married. If watch and wait for you means that you're waiting for a specific person, fine. Okay? Well, there's lots of people that don't want to get married that are looking to like take you out, dance with you, talk to you, get to know you, help you practice communication skills, make out with you, whatever you're comfortable with. But like, you don't have to be there by yourself, pissed off and resentful at the divine masculine energy because he's still working on filling his own cup. It's okay. Just get out there. Panther spirit, reclaim your power. Reclaim. This is 44 card. Kylie's gonna kill me. I'm sorry, Kylie. I'm just the messenger. It takes courage to face challenges, and right now, Panther Spirit is here to say that you are braver than you think. Right? That Page of Swords in reverse, you're scared. You are scared, but you're braver than you think. Now is the time to take a risk and step into a different aspect of your being. Speak as you have never spoken before. Act as you have always dreamed you might have the courage to act. Love fearlessly and fully, and expect to feel the adrenaline rush as you are initiated into a new, braver, bolder self. Panther Spirit says the time for dreaming about what you want to do is giving away to the first courageous act toward reclaiming your Panther Spirit and power. Your new identity may feel strange at first, but you have what it takes, and your soul wants this. Be bold. Also, that was page 133. Alrighty, let's look at Divine Masculine Oracles and see where he's at. This deck, I can't. He's in the King of Pentacles energy. I'm just gonna let you take a little good gander at this card. It's a lovely match to the Queen of Pentacles, who's riding on his back right now. So we're looking at a divine masculine energy that feels pretty much sexually how he's feeling in his headspace. Powerless to this queen. Like, kind of, he's like, I'll do whatever you want. I'll do whatever you say. You want me to cancel that? I'll cancel that. You want me to go there? I'm going to go there. You want me to do that? I'm going to do that. I'm going to show up for you. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be stable. I'm going to let you run the show. I am ready for it. Let's go. Love that for him, especially because Divine Feminine's in the Ten of Pentacles, and that's probably like her dream. She's like probably like, all right, I want to call the shots here. Hey, look, Justice in reverse. We haven't seen that 20 times today. Divine Masculine, you are in the shadow attributes of the Judge, which is offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. And the light traits are balancing justice and compassion and managing the fair distribution of power. So there's two things going on. Number one, you are misusing a legal situation as an excuse for being the one that is in complete control of the situation. So this thing that's unfair, it's some kind of a legal situation. And you're like, this is why I have to be controlling. Come into the light. Manage the fair distribution of power. Right? This is where you want to be sexually. Does this look like you're in control of the situation? You want to get in control of yourself, not in control of an outside energy. Your inner divine feminine wants to run the show. She's like, bitch, You are focused on physical gratification. And it's not about that. She's gonna like spank him into submission, right? She's gonna whip his ass. She's like, no, get moving into this fucking chariot energy. Express your emotions. Emotionally bond with people. It's not just about the physical. It's about actually experiencing love and not being afraid that that means that you're gonna lose it and never experience it again. His inner divine feminine. This is not a specific iteration outside of himself. This is his inner divine feminine that's like, no. Right? And that's supported by this goddess energy that he's in, which is the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. So not only is he seeing divine feminine in her goddess energy, really is, but he's also understanding the power of the feminine inside of himself. You know what? He's powerless to the feminine energy. He can't run the show anymore. He never was. It was an illusion. He was like, I'm the man and I'm doing all the things. Meanwhile, he's commanding spirit, and spirit is what's flowing through him and giving him all of the passion and ability to express and emote from the feminine. So he's in his goddess energy, which is great. And he's in his prince energy, which is a lovely balance. This is the potential for power. It's romantic charm. It's the ability to come in and be that Knight of Cups energy that's in his heart space, underlying everything. He's getting Saint Michael the Archangel here for confidence, and Saint Bernadette to speak his truth. And these are both emphasized. Not only does he need them, but there's a powerful presence right now that he can call on this energy with confidence to be able to speak his truth and ask for the forgiveness that he really desires, this absolution. Remember, first, our forgiveness comes from ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves for being powerless, for making choices, for holding on to energy that doesn't serve us. Once we forgive ourselves, we have the ability to be completely compassionate for anyone else. And he wants divine feminine to forgive him too. Your dreams need a practical plan. Everything right now is just a fantasy, a projection of what you desire. That's Ace of Wands. But their grounding energy here is limited. Protection. Call back your power, cut the cords, and soul retrieval. So right now there is someone around you, this energy, that's reflecting back your own distorted feminine, who is causing you to put up these boundaries and protect yourself. But that desire to do that is the antithesis of what you need to do right now. What you need to do right now is let it shine, this peacock energy. So you need to cut the cords with this other energy that is blocking you and making you feel like you need to protect yourself from your desire. And you're getting the protection message from Peacock Spirit. Are you afraid of dancing with abandon because of what others might think? Do you think you may be punished if you shine too brightly? Have you been conditioned to expect to be hurt if you show yourself fully to the world? Maybe not everyone will celebrate your beautiful radiance when you shine. That is okay. Peacock Spirit is here to remind you that while others may resist celebrating the beauty within them, although they may contract while you expand and shake your tail feathers, smile and keep dancing anyway. Model the good fortune and abundant joy that is yours. And soon someone will say, me too, and join you. Spirit loves you so much and wants you to enjoy the dance and shine your light. So stop hiding divine masculine energy. Just let yourself fully express with that Saint Michael and Saint Bernadette energy. Y'all are killing me. All right. The final cards for the union. The sexual energy is the Two of Wands in reverse. So you are resisting the journey a little bit. There's a sense here that like you're asking for a specific type of fulfillment, physical fulfillment, and you're not fully sure what you're gonna get, what's showing up. So you're feeling, you're also feeling like it's long overdue, like you asked for this a long time ago and the fulfillment of it is taking so long, and you're kind of in this are we there yet sort of a feeling as well. So there's a combination of not being exactly certain how it's going to turn out, and then also feeling like you've asked for this to happen so long ago, and that's part of why you don't know how it's going to be. But an imminent arrival. There's also a feeling here that you feel like you only want to be with somebody that is a soulmate, and you don't want to be with any other energy physically. You're in the light attributes of father energy, which is a talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. So you are, right now, for those around you, you are really in this positive energy of being a guiding light, and kind of helping the community to stay focused and feel protected and feel safe. And this could be in your own life. If you have children, you're doing a good job of giving that stable, guiding energy. And then the next thing that's coming up is child energy. So there might just be this thing right now, like both of you are very much in a space where you are needing to be your own protector and provider, and then take on that role as a parent or for obligations or people you have in your life. It's also about your inner child finally feeling safe and protected as well. It's like you've done healing in this father energy, and now your inner child is feeling happy and joyful because they feel like there's the security and safety that they haven't had in the past. Your financial health card is coming out in reverse, and usually I'm feeling that's this huge emphasis on the amount of abundance that's coming. And there might be a fear here of being able to handle it, or concern about mishandling it. There could also just be a feeling that it's now if you're in that protector energy, that like you have a lot of pressure on you to create this financial health and well-being, but there might be this pull in you that kind of wants to be able to play and be childlike. So there's a little bit of a push-pull there about how to manage finances, but still be playful and creative with them. And so you're just kind of called to look at that energy and balance somewhere between protector and provider and a child who enjoys the fruits of their abundance. And then you're getting the void of course moon. Nothing will come of this situation. This is a card that is just kind of here to reassure you that this tower that's experienced this divine intervention, this fears about third-party energy, this fears about not being strong enough and not sending messages, all this stuff, nothing is going to come of this. There's nothing that's happening right now that's shifting the union in one direction or another. It's not going to be very bad. It's not going to be very good. You're just kind of in this like period. But mainly, primarily, it means the fears and worries and anxieties you're having, nothing's really going to come of that. So you can release those fears. You don't have to hang on to them. It's not really going to do much to destabilize your union, honestly. And then finally, you must embrace this message from Bobcat Spirit, which is life is a mystery. And yes, Kylie, that is an 8, which is a 4-4. You're welcome. The Bobcat moves furtively and mysteriously when Bobcat Spirit appears to you. 911 emergency message. That's my favorite reader, Twin D says. Okay. And when Bobcat Spirit appears to you, she brings a powerful reminder that not all things in life can be explained or understood through the power of the intellect. Trying to figure things out, find logical explanations, or predict what will happen based on reason and facts will not provide you with the certainty and comfort you seek. Bobcat asks you to just trust which has been the theme of my last month, in the great mystery, and let the secrets of the universe reveal themselves to you through direct experience. Allow your vision to slip into soft focus. I love that. And you will see between the lines and observe what has been hidden there all along. That is beautiful. Bobcat Spirit helps you know intimately the pulse of the divine in the world. Trust in the wisdom and revelations that come to you, yet know that understanding may not come as you would like it to. What you experience through your heart and intuition, which comes to you as the voice of your inner knowing, will guide you now as you accept that secrecy is woven into the fabric of existence. No matter what, the appearance of Bobcat Spirit is a sign that you are being called to trust, even when what is revealed does not agree with your need for intellectual certainty. So, let us pull the final love oracle cards to determine what we can do today to come into sacred union, not physical union, Pearl, who is watching this again and being like, oh, I'm going to do that today so I can come into physical union. No. This is what you need to do to come into sacred union inside of yourself, which has nothing to do with the outside iteration and everything to do with you. You. All right. Please like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. I don't know why, but half of my deck seems to be turned over, which is not what I want. This is very strange. You can also click the description box below over on YouTube to have access to my Patreon, which I was supposed to post this morning before the reading, but I forgot to do it, so I'll be posting after. I did do the bi-weekly check-in for the next 2 weeks, and it was a good one, and there's advice there for how to go forward and about blockages and stuff. So if you're interested in that, what is the deal? Why are half of these cards flipped over? Rude. Yes. Also, there's a link in my bio to access my Patreon as well. And that also gives you access to my music for Pearl and the Prayers, which you can follow here on Instagram as well. Okay. Can all the cards now be turned over? Well, okay. Let me try to get your goddamn cards for today. I don't know what the fucking problem is. What is happening? Okay. Let's try again. What can we do today, Spirit, that will help us come into sacred union inside of ourselves, which has nothing to do with outside sexy time union? Oh my God. Okay. We're going to look at Divine Feminine first. Divine Feminine, you're getting clock. Need time, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal, and progress. And then you're getting, I like you. Someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, want to date. Divine Feminine, what is this telling you? Watch and wait. Because this needs time. It takes time to heal. There are cycles completing. Someone likes you and there is romance blooming. And you should go out and have fun and date because it's going to take some time, honestly. Divine Masculine, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. This is paradise. And date. Meeting someone new, dating, getting back out there, planning and setting a date. So, Divine Masculine, this is how the cards were. Your paradise was upright and date was in reverse. So, if you want to expand into joy and playfulness, you might want to plan or set a date to do that and communicate it. Perhaps it would be helpful to communicate some kind of an actual date for this paradise that you keep promising, right? It's like you're promising this, but you're not giving any sense of like, this is when I will commit. This is when I can commit. So it would behoove you today to plan or set a date. The practical part, where it was like your dreams need a practical plan, give divine feminine energy a date. And you can take that however you want to take that. Because the bottom of the deck is coffee cup, which is meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, and friendship. And it was in reverse, because the shadow that you are experiencing is that you are not conversing, you are not savoring the moments together that you do have, and you are not really doing a lot to build your friendship. You're really stuck in that place right now where you're just wanting this romantic partner and you don't even care about them as a friend, which sounds fucked up because it kind of is. It's this weird narcissistic thing that happens to us when we get fixated on one individual or one goal, and we lose the sense that who we're fixated upon. Like, so there needs to be conversation, there needs to be friendship here, which is going to take time. And divine masculine, in order to try to, I guess, alleviate some of your fears, you might want to give some kind of a date for this potential future that you're promising. However, keep in mind that that date needs to be honest and truthful. And if that date is quite a long ways in the future, then you have to accept that divine feminine will need to be able to experience her Three of Cups energy, her playfulness, dating, experiencing others. She will absolutely have to be in that energy during that time in order for that to be healthy for the two of you. Otherwise, you are cycling through the same pattern of narcissistic empath abuse, which I think you both want to leave. So please do that today, if you could, for the spirit. Leave the narcissist empath paradigm behind and come into the light, which is the whole purpose of this journey, and do things for one another to help facilitate the healing that you are both experiencing for the purpose of unconditional love for each other and understanding that as you heal, they heal. All right. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you do have a lovely rest of your day, and I will have tomorrow off. But if you get hungry for a reading, again, you can become a Patreon member, and there's access to additional content there. So I've been posting there for a few months. So there's a lot of check-ins and monthly energy for the month of May. You can also scroll way back on my Instagram page or on my YouTube page for the literally hundreds of readings that I've done over the past year. So you will not be lonely without me tomorrow, as I have a lovely day off where I do not read any cards, and I usually end up doing a bunch of shadow work and crying for a true Pisces day off experience. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. Have the best day.